I'm Rosie Verslois. I'm from Jefferson City, Missouri, and I wanted to start about getting involved in the American Cancer Society before I was diagnosed. My father and grandfather both died in the year 1977, and I wanted to do something, to help fight this horrible disease. So back then, they had neighborhood campaigns where you went door to door and collected money. So I volunteered to do that, and then several years later, I became like the block coordinator and then later neighborhood captain, and started doing that every year. Then lo and behold, in 1986, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And as the lady talked about before from the American Cancer Society, being diagnosed early detection is the name of the game, and my breast cancer was caught very, very early on a mammogram. It was very, very small, but back almost 29 years ago, I had no oncologist. There was no oncologist in our town. I just had my family doctor and my surgeon, and the surgeon suggests I have a mastectomy. And back then they took out all of the lymph nodes under my left arm, and luckily none of them were cancerous. So I did not have to take any type of treatment, neither radiation or chemotherapy. And if I would have had to travel to Columbia, Missouri, which is like 30 miles, and doing that for every day. So I've never regretted the decision I took in having a mastectomy. I got on with my life, went back to work in about 2.5 to 3 weeks after my surgery. It was a little bit sore, but I just wanted to get back and start living again. My children were in high school, and I'll never forget the morning of my surgery. I kind of bargained with God, and I said, please let me live to see them graduate and then maybe go to college and get married and have grandchildren. And I've been able to witness all of that. And that is the reason that I volunteer as much as I do. I am thankful every day that He let me live. And I just feel that I owe it to other survivors and to my God that I volunteer and do whatever I could. When I was diagnosed, I did not know a lot of people that were survivors. I had one friend who came to visit me who was a classmate of mine. But other than that, I didn't know too many, and my family was a great support. I'm the oldest of 9 children, and they were there with me to help in doing anything. But I talked to people. Would call me on the phone, and I would kind of tell my story. And sometimes I had boys. They said, "Mom, do you need to say that over and over again?" And tell them my story. I said, this is my part of healing, to be able to say the cancer word and not break down. I said, that's how I am accepting this disease and trying to go on with my life. And then about 3 years later, Jean Wonkum, who is a nurse in Jefferson City, and her husband was a doctor, called me and said, how would you like to start a support group? And I said, I think that's great. And so it was very, very kind of hard for me after being diagnosed 3 years, and I was kind of going on my life, to go back and talk about this disease and listen to other women who had different stories. It kind of unnerved me a little bit, and I visited with my doctor, and he said, Rosie, if this is going to make you upset, then maybe it's not worth your while to do that. And so I thought, well, I'll give it one more chance. And the next time we had a meeting, there was a lady sitting next to me that was just diagnosed. And we always go around the room telling our story, how long we were a survivor. And when I told her that I was 3-year survivor. She said after the meeting, she said, "You don't know what that did to me by hearing you say that you are here 3 years." So I thought, that's my mission. If I can just help somebody, I can get over this uneasiness. So I have still a member of our ETC group. It was originally stood for Encouragement Through Caring, and now we've kind of got a new name. We call ourselves Extra Tough Chicks, which we are. So anyway, our support group just celebrated its 25th anniversary last fall. We had a banquet at a restaurant, and we always invite our spouses. We do something special every October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And from what I hear, being a support group and still being around now it's 26 years, that's quite awesome. So I have been a member of that since the very beginning. And we help the American Cancer Society. We have cut daffodils, we sold them, we delivered them. We also have planted a tree in the park, a memorial tree, naming our support group and some of those people that have passed. We've put their name on a memorial plaque. We also, one of our biggest things that we do in Jefferson City is insurance agency called Not sponsored what we call the Boost Barbecue. And about 20 some years ago, they asked me, "Rosie, can you go and find silent auction items, canvass the community?" And so we want to do a silent auction along with the barbecue. And so I did. And the first year I had maybe 25 or 30 items and thought I did pretty good. And now this past August, when we have the barbecue, we had 550 items. But we raised money to buy Boost or nutritional supplement for cancer patients, also wigs, and also we're trying to get the transportation program going where we can get people driving us. So this is how our support group has helped the American Cancer Society give back, and with their programs. We have also another thing our support group does is we've had a team in Relay for Life in Jefferson City for over 19 years now, and we have raised over $204,000, just our support group. We've done this by selling t-shirts and also breast cancer teddy bears, and every one of those teddy bears and t-shirts have come in and out of my garage. So it's been quite an experience to do that, but I never complain. I am just thankful that I am here, and I just try to help others, that are going through this disease, and I'm thankful every day.